Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing fine. History, chapter 1, when, where, and how. Last class we discussed what does history signify, what is the difference between history and prehistory, what is an artifact, what is proto-history. Today we will see the importance of studying the past events, chronology of events. Let us see importance of studying the past events. History is regarded as the systematic record of past events in the order in which they happened. The motivation for studying history comes from the curiosity to know how our predecessors lived in the past. However, it is in fact about a past that has an extremely significant part to play in shaping our present. History is regarded as the system. As you know, history is the study of the past events, the record of study of the past events in the order which they happen. The motivation for studying history. What is the motivation of studying history? Comes from the curiosity. We want to know about our predecessor lived in the past. That is the motivation for studying history. Comes from the curiosity. Comes from the curiosity. We want to know curiosity. We want to know about our predecessors lived in the past. That is one of the motivation for studying history. However, it is in fact about a past has an extremely significant part to play in it. When we came to know about the past, when we came to know about the past, that past extremely played a significant role in shaping our present. For example, last year also, in this pandemic situation, last year also we faced this COVID. This year also, but we know about this. We will know about that. Now we came to know about the COVID. But last year we don't know about the first phase. We don't know about the COVID, how to live, how to protect ourselves, all these things. But now that injection also, vaccination also came to help the people from the death. Okay, so now we came to know about how to we have to live, what are the precautions we need to take, how to protect the people from the COVID. Government take lot of measures to control the COVID virus. So we can also say that the study of the past makes us understand who we are, what we are at present, why we live, think and act the way we today. By reading history, we gather knowledge about how the modern world has evolved over centuries following a continuous process of development. When we reading the history, we gather lot of knowledge about how the modern world has evolved over centuries following a continuous. If want to, when we are reading the past history, we can we can make a process of development in the continuous centuries. When you are talking to your grandmother, you can ask about her there, about the kind of life she led as a child, compare it with your life. So when you are asking your grandmother, so tell about your childhood days. When you are comparing your grandmother childhood and your childhood, at the time grandmother said there was no COVID, now your childhood where we are surviving with COVID only, along with COVID we are surviving along with COVID only. The study of historical past is also helpful in solving some of the problems we are facing today. When we are studying the past, so it will helpful study of past. What is the purpose of study of past? It will helpful in solving some of the problems we are facing today. So whatever problem we are faced in the past, it will we will it will helpful in solving problems of the we are facing today. Whatever problem facing today, it can helpful to solve the problem. For example, history teaches what wars should be avoided because they have long lasting harmful effects. War means, history means war. You will think about studying history means war only, about kings, queens, about wars. But wars also long-lasting harmful effects and destructive only. We also learn history that a small band of united people can defeat a strong enemy. We also learn history how if you have united people, a small band of united people, you can defeat an enemy also. Strong enemy also you can defeat because of your united people, because of your unity. Furthermore, study of popular practices, ideas, traditions or institutions help to understand the link between past and present and the changes that these beliefs or practices have undergone over centuries leading to their present form. Furthermore, study of the popular practices, as you know, lot of practices we follow earlier days, earlier ideas, traditions, or institution help to understand the link between the past and present. How your grandmother, if you can ask your grandmother tradition, cultures, their ideas, practice totally different from your things because now you are in the modern world. You people are modern world. So and the changes, beliefs, practices, everything have undergone over centuries leading to the present form. So whatever they are following at that time, grandmother, they are compulsory. They are wearing saris, all these things. Nowadays people are not. It's not compulsory. That is also one of the example. Some of the beliefs, some of the practices, traditions, even institutions also. So all these things help to understand the link between past and present and the changes that these beliefs or practices have undergone over centuries leading to their present form. So is it clear, students? Importance of studying the past events. Okay, let us next. Chronology of events. It is not possible to understand history unless the events of the past are in a chronological order. The past events are arranged in order of time. Example, events that happen first are followed by events that happen. This order is known as chronology. What is meant by chronology? The order in which a series of events happened, a list of these events in order. So the past events are arranged in order of time. So when the past events are arranging in order of time, first events that happen first are followed the events that happen. This order is known as chronology. Is it clear? In fact, the practice of recording historical events in a particular sequence gives us an idea as to how human beings progressed from the earliest to the latest stages of civilization. So, in fact, the practice of this chronological order gives us an idea how human beings progress, how human beings develop from the earliest to the latest stage of civilization. However, a chronology without certain point of reference is not possible. What is this point of reference that the historians adopt? Look at the pictures. Who are they? One is Herodotus and Thucydides. So Greek scholars Herodotus and Thucydides were the first two historians who started the tradition of systematically documenting history as the record of the past events. Who was Herodotus? He was the father of history actually. He was father of history. So these two Greek scholars, Herodotus and Thucydides, were the first two historians. They started the tradition of systematically. We have to make the systematically documenting history as the record of past events. We saw na how the past events are arranged in order of time. So these two people only started the tradition of systematically documenting history as the record of past events. Historians have anonymously recognized the year of Jesus Christ's birth as the reference point from which dates for all historical events are counted. We refer to the events of the past with BCE and CE BCE means before Common Era. The years before the birth of Jesus Christ. They are counted backwards. Example, 50 BCE comes before 49 BCE. So historians, so they have anonymously recognized. Historians recognize the year of Jesus Christ's birth as the reference point. Jesus Christ, you know. So Jesus Christ as the reference point from the which dates for all historical events are counted. So when historical events counted, the Jesus Christ birth as the reference point from all the historical events are counted. So when we refer to the events of the past, so when they are written BCE, BCE means before Common Era. CE means what is that? Common Era. Similarly, for the years after the birth of, this is before Jesus Christ, BCE, before Jesus Christ, before Common Era. BCE means before Common Era. So similarly, for the years after the birth of Jesus Christ, we use CE, Common Era. After the birth of Jesus Christ, Common Era. These years are counted forwards. Example, CE 49 comes before CE 50. CE is also sometimes used for indicating the dates of those historical events that took place after the birth of Jesus Christ. CE stands for Anno Domini, meaning in the year of the Lord. Underline, please underline this one. Anno Domini, meaning in the year of the Lord. So 2013 can be written both CE, Common Era 2013, or Anno Domini 2013. Similarly, we can also use BCE in place of BC. BC, AD, we are telling now AD means Anno Domini, BC means to indicate dates before the Jesus Christ, birth of Jesus Christ. Is it clear, students? So here BCE means before Common Era, AD means Anno Domini, okay, CE means Common Era. So that's all for today class. I hope you all understood. Meet you in the next class. Till then, revise the chapter. Take care. Bye. Have a nice day.